on this most special of evenings, the eve before Saturalia, on the 25th of evening star. It's twilight, and the twinkling stars are merging in the sky. The last light of day colors the distant horizon, and we find ourselves outside the swamp village of Morthal. Like elsewhere in Skyrim, Morthal celebrates Saturalia with feasting and music and decorations and gift giving, and it's surely a festive time. But we did visit Morthal for Saturalia a few years ago, and so today we are not here to visit Morthal, but rather somewhere else nearby. You see, an acquaintance of mine has a property nearby, a location known as the Winterberry Chateau, and I am told it is a beautiful location, seasonally decorated just for Saturalia. And so I thought it would be a lovely place for us to visit together here tonight on Saturalia's Eve. It's not too far to walk from here, and it's a good thing too, because it is bitterly cold out here. The northern Skyrim nights are not to be trifled with. The air is crisp but bone-chilling. These sconces, which are dotted along the roads to provide light for travelers, provide scarce heat against the winter chill. And truly, the light they provide is hardly needed tonight either, because look at the silvery moon shining in the sky. Secunda, veiled in clouds, illuminating the snowy landscape to look almost as daylight. It's utterly stunning. I will never tire of gazing up at the skies here in Skyrim. They always instill a sense of wonder. And that silvery moonlight will guide us on our way up the path towards the Winterberry Chateau. I am always in awe of the vastness of the skies here, the rich colors of the nebulae and the aurorae, the brilliant pinpricks of light in the depths of the inky darkness between holes in the veil of Aetherius, in which magic flows to us, so distant there's someone else here too, a Khajiit out here on the chilly road. I know not what he's doing here, but perhaps he's traveling to Morthal to participate in the festivities. At any rate, our path takes us this way, up these worn stone steps, and towards this rather impressive looking structure. With ancient looking stone walls and wrought iron fencing. And it appears that up above this entryway is a festive wreath ringing a beautiful stained glass window. A nice seasonal touch that, oh, did you see that? Did you see that shooting star streak across the night sky? A good omen, I believe. Let's head on inside. What a spectacular structure. It's amazing to me that I've never noticed it along the road here before, but it is a truly beautiful piece of architecture, decked out for the holidays, and a very cozy looking one as well. Look, this lovely seating area, and just over here, a Saturalia tree, all dressed up in seasonal finery, from baubles and candy canes to this glorious star perched atop the highest bough, and illuminating it all, Masser shines down upon us, casting its silvery light across the land. It lends everything such a dreamlike quality, doesn't it? I can't help but feel that everything is draped in a ethereal robe when the moonlight is so silver bright. This would be a lovely place to sit and enjoy the night sky, the light of the moon, if it weren't so chilly out anyhow. And through some magic, it appears that this fountain is still operating, hasn't frozen over yet, despite the snow that is now beginning to fall. And just like that, it looks like clouds have moved in, and the snowflakes are gently drifting down. We can clearly see there are garlands hanging along the roof line. No doubt a touch added for the Saturalia season. Oh, this is a very cozy little shrine to Akatosh here, tucked away under the stairs. And despite the winter's chill, somehow, through some magic, this beautiful cherry tree is in full blossom, the petals gently falling to the ground along with the snowflakes. this is magic at work. But then again, I'm no expert on horticulture in Tamriel. Perhaps it comes from some other part of the continent. It would seem that my acquaintance is, however, an expert on horticulture, given this very cozy looking little greenhouse. All sorts of wonderful things and exotic plants could be grown within, even in Skyrim's harsh climate. It looks like there's an alchemy table inside as well, to make good use of all those exotic ingredients that one could grow here. What a gorgeous estate we have here. And as if the decor, the greenhouse were not enough, it seems as though there's a hot springs here, illuminated by shining orbs, brilliant sprites floating amidst the steam coming off this very inviting looking pool. I bet this is a wonderful way to chase off the chill of a cold Skyrim night. However, we will refrain from taking a dip for now, and perhaps we'll come back out later. I would like to get inside and see the interior of the chateau. Isn't this a cute little chair swing? This place was clearly built and is maintained with great love and great attention to detail. With the clouds having moved in, it's somehow even lighter than it was before. That bright, brilliant silvery light of the moon above is illuminating the clouds to look very near daylight. These blossoms amongst the snow are so very picturesque. Just beautiful. Well, I suppose it's time we head on up. See if we can get inside. Or at least investigate what's up on this level. Now it looks like there's more to see. Oh, another fountain, still flowing. Again, perhaps thanks to magic or some other means. Very picturesque. And this little pergola looks to be decorated for Saturalia with more garlands and glittering stars. And what a lovely little spot for a meal, especially during the warmer months. Might be a bit chilly at this time of year and this time of night. Oh, and look at that. The clouds are parting. The snow has ceased. And we can once again see the brilliant moon. so still. If it wasn't for that light but bitter wind blowing, it would be nice to stay out here. But being as it is very, very cold, I think we best head on in. Another wreath positioned above the door here, looking very cheerful indeed. I can't wait to see how the interior is decorated. Let's head on inside. That's much warmer. It's so nice to get inside out of the cold. And what an interior this is. Look at this spectacular chandelier. Makes quite a first impression. And the beautiful decorations festooning this great hall. Now this is some Saturalia cheer. Oh, it's lovely in here, and so warm as well. Smells of wood smoke and fresh baking, and a little bit of evergreen scent, no doubt thanks to the boughs decorating the chandeliers and walls, and that Saturalia tree in the corner, of course. What a beautiful seasonal display. This is perhaps one of the most cheerful places I've seen at this time of year in all of Skyrim. Look at this gorgeous, intricately decorated little gingerbread house, along with a gingerbread man and a candy cane and a berry cake and 3 rosy apples. And over here, a pair of stockings waiting to be placed by the mantle. And what a mantle it is! A spectacular hearth. However, it's not lit. It's almost as if someone decorated it here and left it waiting for us to arrive and light a fire to warm our chilly bones. I'd say we ought to do that. Let's bring some warmth into this room. There we are, a crackling hearth with a Yule log off to the side, waiting for later this evening. All beautifully decorated, this tree included. All manner of gold and crimson baubles, candy canes and glittering stars, and another beautiful starburst positioned at the very apex. The tradition of the Saturalia tree is a glorious one, as is the tradition of gift giving, and it would seem that my acquaintance here is expecting children this Saturalia. I see dolls and a wooden horse and a platter of all manner of gifts and candies. And in behind here, some even larger gifts. Very colorful. What could be within? Who knows? I don't think they're for us, unfortunately. Oh, and this must be that delicious scent that's wafting through the hall here. An entire spread, a massive Saturalia feast, has been laid out on the sturdy oak table, awaiting guests. I suppose we are some of those guests. Perhaps we will partake in this a little bit later when others arrive. But I see grilled salmon, snowberries, leeks, and aged cheese. I also spy some boiled cream treats and a sweet roll. Many bottles of mead, crisp apples, a roast leg of mutton. What a spectacular spread. I'm drooling just looking at it. We'll have to come back later to enjoy it. And another hearth that's been left cold. And since we seem to be the first to arrive here, I think we ought to light it. We'll make sure that the chateau is warm and welcoming for all who join us later. Here in the corner, another Saturalia tree. This one more simply decorated with crystal drops, but still quite beautiful, as are these windows, just gorgeous. I am tempted to take a bite right now. No one would notice if we just stole a little nibble, right? But we will behave ourselves. We'll wait till it's time to feast. Doesn't only look amazing, but it smells incredible too. Mouth-watering. And this feast must have come from a spectacular kitchen. So let's follow our noses towards the kitchen. Must be over this way somewhere. This space appears to be a study of some kind, decorated for the season with wreaths and garlands. And this must be the kitchen. It's so cozy in here. And look at all these treats waiting to go out to the table, no doubt. Another sweet roll and crusty fresh bread, cream treats and candy canes, and all manner of mead and ale. These are some massive candy canes. Take forever to finish those. This is truly a chef's kitchen. My goodness, there's space for preparing all sorts of meals, from vegetable dishes to hearty stews and an oven for baking. That's probably what smells so delicious. Look at all this fresh bread. And aged cheeses. And I see some lovely braided loaves over here as well. And a copy of Uncommon Taste. Clearly the chef here knows how to prepare a meal. What do you suppose is baking in this oven? Looks like some kind of turnover or maybe a fruit-filled pastry. front of the fire. Well, maybe bubbling's not quite the right descriptor. It doesn't seem to be actively bubbling, but perhaps staying warm. Maybe the cast iron pot retains some heat. And over in this corner, what a pantry this is. A larder stuffed full of amazing ingredients, from garlic and squash to pheasant and rabbit, and oh, would you look at this? A delectable looking fruit pie cooling in the corner. There is so much food here. One could spend the entire winter holed up in here, snowed in perhaps, and emerge in the springtime 50 pounds heavier. But quite content, no doubt. Well, it looks like there are more floors to be explored here. Why don't we visit downstairs first? I couldn't help but notice when we entered the chateau, there appeared to be some kind of steam coming up through the cracks in the floor, between the planks, the floorboards, billowing up from below, and I must know what the source is. And that is not what I had guessed. It would seem there are Dwemer mechanisms down here, keeping this space warm and moist for this hot tub. What a spectacular space. And this area too has been decorated for the holidays. Some poolside treats here. More sweet rolls and cream tarts. What fascinating technology must be at work here to keep this place feeling warm and almost tropical, despite the bitter chill outside. Amazing. Chairs lifted straight from Dwemer ruins as well. It's uncommon to see Dwemer furniture used in a contemporary setting, but they work here. And another Saturalia tree, bringing a bit of that seasonal cheer to the downstairs. And more treats. No shortage of treats in this place. Truly, one could happily spend the entire winter here, soaking in the pool down here, or the hot springs outside, sampling all the delicacies and delectable treats. Yes, I think I could be quite happy here for some time. There are clearly more rooms off of this main chamber, many doors. Why don't we take a peek behind this one, see what's there? Oh, interesting. It appears to be some kind of mage's study. A space for enchanting and the magical arts. Here's a staff enchanter and another alchemy station for brewing potions, concoctions, all very well appointed and conveniently located. What a remarkable space. Human skull aside. We're just going to pretend we didn't see that. It's probably a replica. almost overwhelming how much there is to see in this place, but why don't we make our way upstairs? I believe that is where the main bedrooms are, and where we have been offered a room to stay through the holidays. So let's go investigate. Magnificent staircase here with yet another Saturalia tree and more beautiful stained glass. Honestly, the windows in this place are a feature I did not expect to be enjoying so much, but they are quite remarkable. And here we are in the upstairs hall. More Saturalia trees, lest we forget that it is, in fact, the festive season. Beautiful gallery here overlooking the main room below. And what appears to be a pair of bedrooms at this end of the hall. Why don't we check out the one to the right first? Oh, would you look at that? So cozy, so beautifully appointed. I believe this might be the room where we will be staying through the Saturalia season. It's been subtly decorated with a smaller Saturalia tree here, adorned with soul gems. Empty, I hope. That would be a little odd if they weren't. And we will not be going without a good soak. Here we have a hot tub of our own. Plenty of space to stretch out and luxuriate in the warm water. Lovely. And to ensure the water stays warm, a magnificent hearth here. The wreath above for the holidays. I think we ought to light this one as well. Ensure that it's nice and toasty warm when we return later for a nice soak in the tub and a good night's sleep in the very comfortable looking bed. We've even got a writing desk here where we can write and record our adventures, send letters from, and a cream treat just in case we get peckish later in the night, though how one could be peckish after a feast such as we saw downstairs, I do not know. Let's check out some of the other rooms. I'm sure my acquaintance won't mind. These are beautiful doors, aren't they? Oh, this appears to be a children's room. We saw evidence of children downstairs underneath the Saturalia tree, and here, much more. A toy box full of wooden swords and dolls. An elk. A toy elk on the floor, apparently. And over here, an array of gifts awaiting Saturalia morning, no doubt, and some delicious treats. saw downstairs. We might as well light this hearth as well. Make sure that whoever comes back to this room later will find it warm and cheerful. What a cozy scene. A lovely place, a comforting place, especially for a child. Well, I do believe there's one more room up here. And again, I'm sure our host won't mind if we just poke around a little bit. It's too beautiful in here to not explore, after all. A very cozy view down to the great hall below. So much Saturalia decor. Another gorgeous door with these 3 dragons carved upon it. And this certainly must be the main bedroom for our host. A 4-poster bed, these great vaulted ceilings, and another Saturalia tree, and beneath it, yet more presents. I don't think I've ever seen so many trees and presents for Saturalia. What do you suppose is inside? Many things, maybe new clothes or boots or more Saturalia treats, maybe candies, pastries. Of course, what would a main bedroom be without a hearth to warm yourself by? This one does not disappoint, with more Saturalia stockings, another Yule log, both beloved seasonal traditions. And we will light this fire as we have the others to ensure that it's warm and cozy in here later on. What a magnificent chair this is. Look, it's practically a throne. Befitting for the owner of such a spectacular place, really. And what have we over here? My goodness. Whoa, we thought the hot tub in our guest room was amazing. Look at this. A beautiful, cozy looking space to bathe and soak in the warm waters. You know, I think we should take a dip. I think we should. Drive off the last of that chill from outside. That is nice. We'll be a little bit damp after this. Perhaps we should have disrobed first, but we'll dry off by the fire quickly enough. And hopefully our host won't mind us availing ourselves of their bath here. But it looked too cozy not to, especially decorated as it is for the season. Well, this is quite delightful, and such a beautiful view down to the room below, and all its festive decor. Truly a remarkable home. This is a gorgeous bow on this wreath, and look at all the beautiful red holly berries. Seems fitting that we would have holly berries season snowberries in the Winterberry Chateau. Well, I dare say we've seen quite a bit of this remarkable abode. Not everything, mind you, there was clearly more to see downstairs, but I don't know about you. I'm starting to get rather drowsy, especially after a dip in the hot tub and the warmth from all these crackling fires. Definitely starting to put me to sleep. We do still have a feast to enjoy, but perhaps we could take a little nap before the rest of the guests arrive. Then we will be set for a long evening of feasting and drinking and good company and merriment. That is, after all, what the season is all about. What makes the holiday season so special. And I think a nap over here by the roaring hearth in the main hall is just what we need. Someone went to a great deal of work to decorate this place, and it has truly made for a special space to celebrate Saturalia and the holiday season here in Skyrim. I could hardly think of a more picturesque and cozy place to spend the season. Let's take a seat here, rest our feet, and enjoy the seasonal beauty and warmth of this remarkable abode. Yes, I'm getting quite drowsy indeed. I think a little nap is just what I need right now. And you're welcome to take a nap as well. There will be plenty of opportunity later to enjoy all these treats. But for now, my dear friends, I'm going to bid thee good night. Thank you so much for joining me on this wander here today on Saturalia's Eve. It's a beloved tradition that means so much to me. I look forward to it every year, and I hope you do too. And whatever it may be that you celebrate at this time of the year, whether it's Saturalia or Yule or Hanukkah or Christmas, I wish you and yours the very best of the season. I hope you get to spend time with those you love, enjoying good food and drink, and some cozy relaxation. And I look very forward to having you back here again with me next time. Farewell for now, my dear friends. of my favorite parts of the holiday season is, of course, spending time with those who are special to me, like all of you in this video. This is a wonderful tradition that I love coming back to year after year, a tradition that I enjoy sharing with all of you. There are some very, very special individuals in this community who help support this kind of content and allow me the freedom to make the kinds of videos that I enjoy making the most, and that you hopefully enjoy watching and listening to the most as well. Videos such as these Skyrim wonders, whether the seasonal ones or at any time of year, really. Those individuals are the ones you see right here. They support me on my Patreon and my YouTube memberships, and I appreciate their contributions to this channel so very, very much. If you, dear viewer or listener, enjoy what I do here and would like to support what I do in that way, well, I invite you to check out the links down below at the top of the video description. There you will find both my Patreon and YouTube memberships. They offer equivalent perks, and one of those perks at the Mighty Foos Road tier is that you get your name read out in a special spoken shoutout in every single one of my videos. And you, dear friends, are about to hear the names of our Foos Road members, those legendary supporters, right now. Starting with Brucey B3D, Buchner, Ragnarsson, Joe, Alien Test Subject X59ZY, Smitty, Odinson, Jake Luffney, and Drummer Brit. These folks are unbelievably generous. I cannot thank them enough for their support, which is why I thank them in every video. I'm honestly trying to thank them enough, I just can't. So I'll keep doing it. And I would like to extend once more a very heartfelt thank you to everybody that you see here. Their support means the world to me, and as I said, it allows me to continue to create the kinds of videos that I think are the most special, that I enjoy the most. So thank you so much to this channel's amazing supporters.